Hey everybody, it's Scott. Welcome back to the One-Off Shop. Today we're going to be making a breakfast scramble and we're going to be serving it up in a seasoned cast iron skillet. So stick around, it's going to be good. Alright, for this scramble we're actually going to be using two different kinds of skillets. The one we're going to be serving in is going to be one of these little oblong ones like this that you can pick up around Christmas time. I think they come with like baking sets or something like that. Good to have. Another one is one that my daughter got me for a cookie making kit, and it comes with this teeny tiny little cast iron skillet. We're going to be doing our eggs in this one. So first thing you want to do is go ahead and get your oven preheating to about 400, and we're going to go ahead and stick these two pans in there. We want them to go ahead and get hot. I put just a little bit of oil in the small pan. I'm going to add a tad of butter to it and stick it in the oven and let that start melting and getting in there. And the other one, I've just added just a little bit of olive oil and some of our bacon rub, and that's where our secret flavor's at today, is in the bacon rub. So I've got a little bit of that on the bottom of the pan, used a little silicone brush to spread it around a little bit, and we're going to get that in there and get the bottom of this pan tasting good. Then we'll move on to the next step. Alright, the next step we're going to do after you've got your skillets in the oven is we're going to be getting some of your pre-packaged like beef fajitas, just the frozen kind. Get you about a half a cup of those. Throw them in the microwave for about 15-20 seconds, knock the chill off of them, and get them into a bowl. Then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to add the following. A couple tablespoons of olive oil. Shake in a little bit of some dark chili powder. Maybe about a half a teaspoon. Give yourself a good squirt of some hot honey, a good teaspoon's worth, and then go ahead and stir that up. Make sure you get everything coated good with spices and the honey. Flip those around, get it down that little bit of juice that's in the bottom from when you nuke those pieces of meat. And once you get everything good and coated, just let those set aside for just a few minutes. And we'll move on to the next step before we put these into the oven. Alright, next thing we're going to do is we're going to have our favorite pan out here. Got a little oil, a little butter, a little black pepper in there. Go ahead and take you some cubed hash browns and just go ahead and throw those in there, because that's going to be the base of our scramble. Go ahead and start frying those up. These are going to take a little while. They got to brown up good before you put them in that cast iron skillet in the oven. So get these stirred up good. Get them coated with some oil. Make sure you keep that heat up. And keep stirring them around and flipping them until they get all good and brown. Alright, once your frozen potatoes start to soften up a little bit and they've soaked up a little bit of that oil, and you can tell they're getting a little moist, you want to go ahead and sprinkle in a little seasoned salt. That's going to help them brown up a little bit too. Alright, so while our hash browns are cooking in there and browning up, let's go ahead and pull out our large serving skillet, and let's go ahead and take our fajitas that's been soaking in the seasoning a little bit, and let's get them in there. And as you can see, they're already sizzling. Get these in here so they can start soaking up some of that seasoning. You don't need a whole lot in there. Get in there, let it sizzle for a second. Go ahead and flip them over so you get a good amount of seasoning on everything, or stir them around, whatever you got to do. Alright. Alright, our hash browns are looking pretty good here. Getting good and brown all around, and that's what I like. Alright, we'll go ahead and kill the heat on these. And we'll go ahead and just set them off to the side and move on to the next step. Alright, next thing we're going to do is we're going to scramble up 2 eggs, but we're going to do them separate because they're going to be seasoned differently. So we'll crack one into here, one into here. On one of them, we're going to take just a smidge of our bacon rub and stick that in there. Come on, get in there. Just like a 1/4 teaspoon or so. Alright, the other one, what we're going to do is we're just going to stiffen it up a little bit by adding some heavy cream powder. I like using heavy cream powder because what it does is it adds, where's my, there we are. It adds some fat to it without adding a whole bunch of moisture. So to that one egg, let's add 1 teaspoon of our heavy cream powder, and we can whisk that in. I'm a little haphazard today, folks. I'm sorry. We had storms rolling in again today, and I'm afraid the power might go out. So, all right, we'll go ahead and get that whipped up. I know it doesn't look that great, but trust me, it makes that egg taste really, really good with all that extra milk fat in there. All right, just a second, and I'll show you how we're going to prepare them. All right, so I've got 2 of these little pans here. The egg that we did with the heavy cream powder. Give it another stir. Now I've got one of these pans has just oil and butter in it. That's this one. This one here has oil, butter, and a little bit of the seasoning that matches the egg. So let's go ahead and get this whipped up just a little bit, and we'll just pour that into there. Then we'll take our other one, give it another quick stir, and get it poured into the one with the seasonings. Alright, go ahead and stick those back in the oven, and we'll be back. Alright, the next thing we want to do is go ahead and pull out your serving pan that's got your fajitas on it. And we're going to go ahead and take those fajitas out of there, because they pretty much soaked up whatever they're going to soak up. They're good and hot. We know they're done. Let's go ahead and take those out and just throw them on a plate to the side. And we're going to clean up our serving dish here just a little bit. Try not to scrape too much. You don't want to get too much of that seasoning off the bottom. Alright, so once you've done that, go ahead and just get you a paper towel. Make sure you use your oven mitt, because this pan is 400 degrees, remember. Flip it back around here. But go ahead and get your paper towel, fold it up a little bit, hang on to your pan, and just give it a quick wipe. What you want to do is just try to soak up a bunch of that excess oil that might still be in there, and pull up some of that excess seasoning that's on the bottom. Go ahead and do that. Wipe it all down to one end, and just get up a little bit of it and get it out of there. There we go. Alright, so there we go. Let me grab that last little bit. Alright, so that's out. So now what we want to do is let's go ahead and get our hash browns over here. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get our hash browns, and we'll get those scraped into the pan here. Let me go ahead and turn so y'all can see our nice luscious hash browns. Get those down in there. Oh yeah. Alright, so go ahead and spread your hash browns out across the bottom here a little bit. Let's go ahead and start getting our fajitas in here. Put a big one at each end, and we'll put all of our little stuff in the middle, means that's all we had. Because as y'all know, the whole purpose of my channel is I shop at the dollar store, I shop at Walmart, just like you guys do. What I want to do is take what you can get there and turn it into something that's like when you went to the restaurant. That's the whole point of this channel. That and flavor, obviously. Alright, so we got our fajitas and our potatoes in our pan now. Just go ahead and leave that right there, and we're just waiting on the eggs to get done. Alright, now we're going to deal with the special flavor that I was telling everybody about. My bacon rub recipe, if y'all watch my Making Bacon Better video, the rub that I made up calls for cinnamon. Well, I decided today that I wanted to use some more of these peppers that I have back here, and I decided to use the green chilies. And green chilies don't have that big of a bite as compared to like the darker or the redder chili type peppers. So I wanted to add something to this that was going to kind of punch up their bite a little bit, but I didn't want it to overwhelm the cinnamon. So I thought, well, what if I just replace the cinnamon with something else? So what I did was, in place of the cinnamon in the bacon rub, I added ground cloves. And trust me, when you put that onto your bacon, it punches up the flavor. Alright, so I've got some of that I made up today, and I've chopped it up. So we'll just go ahead and throw some of that in here as well. Some of this nice bacon goodness infused with brown sugar, onions, garlic, cloves, and some of that Hatch green chili pepper blend. Alright, so we throw some of that on there. We'll go ahead and throw this back in the oven, and then once all the eggs are done and everything, we'll come back and get it all plated. Alright, so we got our skillet out that's got our fajitas and potatoes and all that in it, and our bacon and stuff. Made up a little sour cream sauce, just a little sour cream, Worcestershire sauce, and some of that rancho habanero sauce from Taco Bell. Mixed a little of that up, sprinkled it on there. Let's go ahead and throw our eggs on top. This is our egg with the heavy cream powder in it. Here's our seasoned egg. Let's throw those on top. And we'll take the rest of our sour cream sauce and just drizzle as we please. Get that right on there, right across the top. Ain't for a cookbook, but I'll bet it'll sure eat nice. Alright, so let's go ahead and see if we can try this thing here. Let's get a little fajita, a little bacon, some potato. We'll get a little bit of the seasoned egg. We'll try that. Get all that together in one bite here if I can get it stabbed. Mmm. Alright, so that's it. That's your cast iron seasoned breakfast scramble. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Make sure you like, subscribe, share the videos out. I do have a Patreon for this channel. I'm also going to be including links to a Give, Send, Go that I set up. It's just purely for me to have money to do these videos with. That's all it's for. So if you could, and you would like to, I would appreciate it if you could donate to there. Just hit me up on my Patreon. So tune in Tuesday. We're going to be taking a cake mix, just a plain old cake mix, and we're just going to rummage through the cabinet and see what we can throw into it and spruce it up. So until next time, keep rifling through the cabinets, keep rummaging through the fridge, and turn those what ifs into a one-off.